everybody, it's Lord Tremendous here. Got another battle report here for you. 2,500 point battle. Lord Tremendous, that's me, the Warriors of Chaos, versus Demon Bad Touch of the Demons of Chaos. And this was a hell of a fight. I'm going to get right into it. This is my list. Basically, it's more the same. I haven't made any changes yet, but I'm starting to toy with the idea. I know, I'm fickle. But I have my Demon Prince, Lord Tremendous. He's still got the Mark Zinch. He's level 3 Wizard, Chaos Armor, Charm Shield, Dragonbane Gem, Other Trickster Shard, Scaled Skin, Soul Feeder, Unholy Strike, and he uses the Lore Metal. My hero choices were an Exalted Hero, Catalyst, the Keeper of Colors. He's got the Mark Zinch. He's on a Chaos Steed. He's my BSB. He's got a Shield, Sword of Might, Dawnstone, and Iron Curse Icon. My other Exalted Hero is Berserk. He's my new gambling Khorne hero. He's got the Mark of Khorne. He's got an extra hand weapon, Dragon Helm, Luckstone, Chalice of Chaos, and Poisonous Slime. Basically, if the battle's not looking good or whatever situation he's in, it's looking like he's probably going to die, I quaff the Chalice of Chaos, and I hope for something that'll either tilt the battle in my favor, or he turns into a Demon Prince, or a Spawn, depending on how I'm rolling. Last but not least is my Chaos Sorcerer Saval, the Mercenary of Chaos. He's the Mark Zinch. He's level 2 Wizard. He's on a demonic mount, the Pack Hog. He's got an Enchanted Shield, Skull of Catan, Talisman of Endurance, and he uses Lore Zinch, because I like it. My core choices are 5 Chaos Warhounds that are completely naked, 17 Chaos Warriors. I have renamed them from Scions of Rage because I just didn't like it, to Bloodtide because I like the imagery. They're the Mark of Khorne with Halberds, Full Command, and the Banner of Swiftness. I have 2 Chariots as well. The Zinch one is the Vessel of Change, and the Khorne one is Rock and Roll. My special choices are a unit of 5 Chaos Knight. Well, special choice. The Teeth is Zinch. There I got the Mark of Zinch, Full Command, Ensorcelled Weapons, and a Banner of Discipline. And my rare choices are 3 Skull Crushers, Khorne's Wrath with Banner Musician, Lances, and a Banner of Eternal Flame, and a Mutalith Vortex. Gotta love the beast. My opponent's list is completely from memory. I honestly don't know what the hell he had. I just kind of went off of what I could remember. I know his general was a Keeper of Secrets. He was a level 4 wizard. He had the big gift and the little gift. And he got toughness 8 with the big gift, and he got always strikes first with the little gift. And he used the Lore Slash. If he had anything else, I don't know what it is. His hero choices were a Herald of Slaanesh as a level 1 wizard, had the Locus of Swiftness, and I believe used the Lore Shadow. And he had a Herald of Nurgle, who was his BSB, had the Greater Locus of Fiondy, which I think is just a fancy way of saying we regen, and the Razor Standard. His core choices were 22 Plague Bearers, Full Command, and the Banner of Discipline, 17 Demonites with Full Command and the Banner of Swiftness. His special choices were 2 Beasts of Nurgle, 6 Seekers of Slaanesh with Banner Musician, 3 Fiends of Slaanesh that were, naked. And his rare choices were 2 Skull Cannons of Khorne and 3 Plague Drones of Nurgle with a Banner Musician and Poison attacks. These are my spells, 3 from Metal and 2 from Zinch, and of course the Beast spell. I did not get what spells my opponent had. I know he had Cacophonic Choir, stuff like that, but I don't recall anything else, and I did not get a picture because he doesn't own the cards. So, trust me, he had magic, but it really didn't have a huge influence on the game. Here's deployment. As you can see, my Beast was going to try to deal with his Fast Cav, my Khorne Chariot, my Skull Crushers, my Dogs, and my Caster were going to go after the Demonettes. My Demon Prince and my Crushers I'm sorry, not my Crushers, but my Khorne Warriors. The plan was to go through the Fiends, hit the Plague Drones, and hopefully mop them up that way. Beast Nurgle were going to be dealt with as they presented themselves. My Knights, on the other hand, were going to run the flank and try to get a hold of a cannon or two. That was pretty much the only plan I had. This is my opponent's center. As you can see from left to right, there's a Skull Cannon, or there's a Beast you can't really see. He uses those Cockatrice models because they're cool. The Cockatrice itself is a piece of garbage, but the models are pretty cool. And then behind him is a Skull Cannon. In front of him is his Plague Bearers of Nurgle with the BSB attached. Right there next to the Fiends is another Beast of Nurgle. Behind them are 3 Plague Drones. Next to them are some Demonettes of Slanesh with the little Aloris in there or whatever, a little Herald of Slanesh. Another Skull Cannon on the hill there, and then you can kind of see half of them, the Greater Demon of Keeper Secrets. And here's his left flank with 6 Seekers of Slanesh, just ready to rip my face off. Here's my right flank, which consists of the Beast and my turn counter. And here's my center, right to left. Corn Chariot, Skull Crushers, dogs in front of them. Saval on his new demonic mount, the Pack Hog. My Chaos Warriors with Berserk attached. Right next to them is my Demon Prince, Lord Tremendous. And my left flank consists of my Knights and my Chaos Chariot, Vessel of Change. Here's top of 1 after movement, and as you can see, I gotta go first! Yay! I was shocked. I'm always shocked when I go first. Not a whole lot of movement. Well, I'm sorry, not a whole lot of charges. Plenty of movement. I move up, and I dare him to come after me. In my magic phase, the Beast gets a spell off on the Seekers. He kills 2 of them. He actually failed, I think, 3 of his checks, but he actually ward saved 1. So I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how it worked out. And that's what I'm going to tell you, because, hey, who's going to correct me, right? But yeah, 2 of them die, and they end up with +1 attack and -1 strength because I rolled a number 3 spell, which was kind of cool. Saval does a pot shot at his Greater Demon. I realized that he had toughness 8 at the time, but in Figure Infernal Gateway, it's my best chance to hurt him early. I am able to slip 1 wound through, so I felt pretty good about that. However, the miscast just kind of hurt me a little bit. I ended up miscasting 9, took a strength 6 hit. My Demon Prince did not take the wound. He was able to ward save it, so that was cool. Over here, bottom of 1 after movement, a lot of failed charges. Apparently, we were fighting on the tip of a mountain, and we had to scale that thing on the way to us. You'll see why later, because yeah, a lot of failed charges here. Except for this one, his Seekers make it into the flank of Saval, no problem. That was my fault, I did not see that. Opportunity target on his Greater Demon, I figured I was safe. I didn't think that his Seekers were going to hit me, but they did, so that's awesome. His Beast and Nurgle, the one on the right tried to charge my Demon Prince, the one on the left tried to charge my Knights, neither of them made it. And right here, his Fiends charged my dogs, who fled. They fled like 11 or something like that, 9 or 11. Bounced through my frenzied characters, or my units, so they didn't care. And then they tried to redirect into the Skull Crushers and missed by a mile. So yeah, we went in the magic phase, and that didn't do anything of any relevance. So we go into shooting phase. His first Skull Cannon shoots at a Mutalith and doesn't wound. The second one shoots at my Demon Prince and hits, gets past the Charm Shield, and does 6 wounds to my Demon Prince, because I don't pass my ward save either. It's unbelievable. What also bothers me about this is I'm an idiot, and I completely forgot that the Skull Cannon's shots were flaming. He has the Dragonbane gem. I should have had a 2-up ward save, which I would have passed. I forgot all about that. So, stupid me. But to be honest with you, I didn't even think about it until I was doing the slideshow. So it is what it is, and Lord Tremendous died an unworthy death. It's sad. Yeah, I hate to see him go too. It's okay, dry your eyes. And the hits keep on coming because his Seekers are able to not do anything to Saval. They don't do any damage to him. However, Saval and his demonic mount failed to do anything back to them either. It was one of those games, you know? And with charge, flank, banner to nothing, I lose by 3. I do not roll a 5. I flee and get run the F down. And to make matters worse, they slam into my Skull Crusher, or my Corn Chariot, which I'm actually okay with because I have 6 strength 5 attacks about to just beat their heads in with, but still, I wanted to charge with my Chariot, and now I can't. But, I do get a hold of this fast cav, so 50-50, I guess the glass is half full, but it's leaking? I don't know. So, here's top of 2 after movement, and as you can see, there has been a little bit. Basically, my Mutalith runs around to harass his Greater Demon. I make a lot of failed charges, which puts me in a great position for my opponent to just, capitalize on. And, yeah, the dogs rally, which is a huge bonus. Yay, the dogs are back. But yeah, here's the Skull Crushers and my Warriors all missing their charges. I believe the Warriors charged the Fiends. They need an 8, and I rolled a 2 or a 3. The Skull Crushers charged the Demonettes, needing a 9, and they rolled a 6. There's my Knights and BSB trying to charge the closest, what's it called? Beast of Nurgle. They needed a 7, and I rolled like a 6 or something like that, or a 5. It was like 2 2s and a 3. It was ridiculous. And there's a better picture of my Vessel of Change chariot making into my beast, or making it into his Beast of Nurgle. So at least 1 charge out of 5 was successful. That's huge. Magic does nothing and I don't shoot, so we go into combat, and with combat res alone, I'm able to destroy the Beast of Nurgle. I do some wounds to it and everything. I blow through in the hopes of maybe hitting his Skull Crusher, or his Skull Chariot, and I fail by about 2 inches, 3 inches, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is, and I end up right there. Yeah, his Skull Cannon thing is easily going to be able to make that charge, right? Meanwhile, over here, I take 1 wound on my Corn Chariot and smash all 4 Seekers, no problem. And I don't have to overrun or anything like that because it doesn't matter. So instead, I just turn to face his Greater Demon because he's right there. So here's the bottom of 2 after movement, and as you can see, his Greater Demon has slammed into my Corn Chariot. His Skull Cannon or whatever slams into my other chariot, and he makes a whole bunch of fail charges. Except for this one, right here, his Fiends hit my Skull Crushers, but they're movement 10, and, you know, my Skull Crushers were so nice to move up for him, so... Ugh. And there's his Greater Demon slamming into my Corn Chariot, so that's even better. Over here, his Plague Beast of Nurgle slams into my Corn Warriors, which I'm actually okay with. I don't really know why he did that. Maybe he was on an assassination mission or something. I'm not really sure, but... maybe he was just testing to see what they had, but I was totally fine with that charge. And right here, I'm just pissed. Just can't believe I missed that one, but it is what it is. Meanwhile, his Plague Bearers failed their charge into my Knights, which is nice because then they came up a couple inches closer, so my Knights couldn't fail the next charge, right? During his magic phase, Khorne's Wrath, I think it was, the one where Khorne gets pissed off and punches everything. Well, only Slaanesh units on his team if they're not in combat, but then everything on the opponent's side, because that totally makes sense, on a 6. And of course he rolls a 6 on the dogs, and kills 3 of them. So Khorne's Wrath really wasn't all that bad. He was just kind of irritated, I guess. He kills 3 of them, and believe it or not, they make their break check, which was amazing on a 5, but hey, they made it. Also, so during his magic phase, he gets Malakoth's Mystifying Miasma off the big one on my Skull Crushers, and of course, he rolls like a 5, so it's -3 to their weapon skill, ballistic skill, initiative, and something else. But yeah, bottom line is now they're a lot easier for the Fiends to just murder. And then over here, yeah, with impact hits and stuff alone, he's able to just, I think he either flat out kills my chariot or runs it down when it breaks from combat. Either way, it totally goes his way. What doesn't go his way is my Corn Chariot survives. He takes 2 wounds, and he puts 2 wounds on the toughness 8 Keeper Secret. So this thing's hanging on by a thread. So is my Corn Chariot. And then what's even crazier is since I only lost by 1, my Corn Chariot sticks. Oh, I was happy with that. Over here, however, not so much. I'm actually very proud of my Skull Crushers. They put a lot of wounds through on the Fiends, even though I think it was like 5 wounds on the Fiends or something like that before, you know, after everything was said and done. However, he makes 4 of his ward saves. 4 of his 5-up ward saves. I, on the other hand, don't do as well. I end up taking 5 wounds or some ridiculous, stupid amount of wounds, and loses combat break. No, I'm sorry, not 5 wounds. I take 2 wounds. But bottom line is with their charge and 2 wounds to my 1 wound and a banner, I lose by 1. And I fail my 8-up break check. And I flee. I get away, but I flee. Yeah. Over here, the Khorne Warriors with my little aggressive hero are easily able to cut up and destroy the Beast of Nurgle before he can do anything. So that was nice. So then we went into top of 3 after movement, and the beast, in his infinite glory, decides he's going to go and try to save the corn chariot and charges into the rear of the keeper of secrets, which is cool because, you know, one less greater demon in the world. Meanwhile, I fail a bunch of extra charges. That's right, I fail more charges today in this turn, which is just effing fantastic. And the Skull Crushers rally. So woohoo! There's my boy, my beast, slamming into the Keeper's secrets. He's gonna find out what Victoria's been hiding from people. Right there's my Skull Crushers rallying. And this devastating friggin' gaggle of stupidity. My Corn Warriors charge the Demonettes. I figure I can rip through them. I'm going to do so many wounds. I'm going to kill that stupid little, caster of his. I am going to have fun. And then hopefully kill them, make them disappear, and then hopefully overrun into that Skull Cannon so it can't shoot at my Mutalith and kill it. I'm thinking, great, I got this. I believe it was a 6. I think I needed a 6 or a 7. Easiest two dice or the numbers to roll on 2d6, and I rolled like a 3. 3 or a 4. It was ridiculous, and I missed the frickin' charge. The Knights charge the Plague Bearers. They need a 6. They need a mother effing 6. I rolled 2 2s and a 1, and I fail that charge again. But it puts me into beautiful range with both units now for my opponent to easily make his charges. I was disgusted. But like I said, apparently my guys were running up a friggin' mountain that had a 90-degree incline, and the demons were failing their charges a little bit too. Not as much as I am, because you know what? I'm a giver, but I don't want to give it up that sweet, you know. My magic phase doesn't do anything because it doesn't exist anymore, because in the bottom of 1 it was killed. So we go to combat immediately, and although my Corn Chariot does die, and I don't do actually anything to the Keeper's Secrets, with combat res, I have charge and a rear to his 1 wound to my Corn Chariot, because he doesn't do anything to my Mutalith. I end up winning by 2, I believe, and he rolls like a 10. So his Keeper takes 1 last wound and vaporizes into the warp. And I gotta say here, for my opponent, most opponents, after they lose their Greater Demon, would crumble. And that's kind of what I was hoping for. Well, my opponent plays one of my other opponents on the regular, and that opponent plays Dark Elves, so there's a lot of bolt throwers, so he loses Greater Demon quite often. So he's used to this, so it didn't phase him even in the slightest. So the whole, demoralization thing that I was hoping for here, yeah, it didn't happen at all. He was totally fine with everything that just happened. So we go to bottom of 3 after movement, and as you can see, the charges, the glorious, glorious charges. His Fiends hit my Skull Crushers, his Plague Bearers hit the flank of my Corn Warriors, and his, what are they? Something hits my Knights. I think it's his Skull Chariot, or his Skull Cannon Chariot thing. Yeah, there's a better picture, but it hits my Knights, no problem. His Plague Bears hit my Corn Warriors, no problem. And his Fiends hit my Skull Crushers again, literally no problem. Seeing what's about to happen, Berserk drinks from his chalice, rolls a 6, and I pass my leadership check on a 3, which means Ultra Berserk! And I put him 6 inches over because I figure the Plague Fly things are going to be a lot easier for me to kill than anything else, and I'll be able to get a charge. Everything will be glorious, right? Right? Unfortunately, Berserk's unit, yeah, I actually do pretty well. I only take like 2 or 3 wounds, and I actually put a few wounds back onto the Plague Bears. I think I even win the challenge. I'm not 100% on that one, but it doesn't matter because with charge and 1, 2, 3 ranks and 2 banners to 3 wounds and a banner, he wins by like 4 or 5. I can't remember exactly how much, but he wins by a lot. I don't roll the 3 or the 4 that I need to stay. I break, I get run down, and why not, right? These guys couldn't charge. Why would they be able to flee? Over here, my Knights, they don't do a whole lot. I don't think they do anything, actually, to the Skull Cannon, because he makes his ward saves like it's going out of style. I mean, I know he was rolling d6s, but they only seem to have 2 sides to them, and I lose 3 Knights for my trouble. However, thanks to the Standard of Discipline and the reroll, they actually stay, and so I feel pretty good about that. Over here, I lose another Skull Crusher for my trouble, and a flee. I lose this combat because, once again, I actually do a few wounds to him, and it doesn't matter because he makes his ward saves. I think he had 3 ward saves to make, and he rolled 3 6s. So, outstanding. So, with charge and I think another wound or 2 to nothing, I lose, I break, and I get run down. And whatever. If he's going to make all of his ward saves, it wouldn't matter if I had a Demon Prince on a dragon, I'd still lose. So, here's top of 4 after movement, and with what little I have left, the Mutolith runs over into the forest to harass the Demonettes, and my new Berserk Demon Prince charges into the side of the bloat flies, because I think that should be an easy victory. There's a better picture of my Demon Prince slamming into the plague flies, or whatever they are. During the magic phase, the Beast hits up the Demonettes with his spell. He hits a number 4 spell, the one that's supposed to cascade. It doesn't cascade, and I think like 2 Demonettes die, if that many. So it doesn't really do anything, but the Beast is still trying, and you gotta respect that. Meanwhile, over here, he makes every single save he needs to make. I roll 6 attacks. I think I wound with 4. He makes every single one of his ward saves, regen, whatever the hell he has on these guys. Yeah, he makes every single one. I do nothing to him. Nothing. Luckily for me, he does nothing back, but since he ends up winning this combat because he has a banner or musician or something like that, he easily turns to face me, and it's glorious. Over here, he finally fails enough ward saves that he loses a unit. The Skull Cannon does die, and the Knights are just thrilled to be alive, and they're drunk with victory, so they turn to face the Plague Bearers in the rear. But then we go to bottom of 4 right here, and as you can see, the Plague Bears turn to face the Knights, and his Skull Cannon charges my Mutolith in the flank. I thought about fleeing, but he needed like a 6 to hit me, and I figured if I fled with the Mutolith, I would get run down. So I thinking, okay, Chariot and Forest, there's a slight chance that he'll explode himself, so I'll tough it out. Of course, he makes it. He rolls like a 3 for his dangerous terrain, so he's fine. And the Demonettes slam into the remaining 2 dogs, because nobody likes dogs that plays Warhammer, apparently. There's a better picture of Demonettes slamming into my 2 remaining dogs who have been doing nothing but watching the battle from the hill this whole time. And there's the Beast. It was a gamble, and it didn't pan out, but nothing's panned out for me this game, so what can you do? During his magic phase, when he channels his dice or whatever, when he rolls on to see how many power dice he has, he rolled whatever effect it was. I think it was like a 2 or a 3. No, it was a 3. And, excuse me, he ends up hurting his Slaanesh Sorcerer. She takes a wound, which is whoop the effing do, right? Meanwhile, my dogs in combat just get slaughtered by the Demonettes, and that wasn't a shock at all. Over here, Skull Cannon kills my Mutolith. I don't remember if it's because of combat res or if he just flat out kills him. I think it's he combat reses my Mutolith and he flees and he pursues my Mutolith. He does not fail his dangerous terrain check once again, but he does catch my Mutolith and it's all over for him, which is just thrilling. Over here, my new Demon Prince Berserk is able to do 1 wound to the bloatfly things. 1 wound. He's making so many saves. Like I said, I could have a chainsaw great weapon with rending attacks, and he'd still make his saves, and I'd still be SOL. In return, he puts 2 wounds on the Demon Prince. Gets past his 3-up armor and 5-up ward, because he has a ward because he's got poisonous slime, and their attacks are poison. So cool, right? But he gets through his armor save no problem, gets 2 wounds through on him. The only reason I don't break and get run down is because he's unbreakable. But it's like unbelievable. So we go to top of 5 after movement, and I just don't care anymore. I'm past that point because there's no way I can win. So my Knights charge into the Plague Bears. Why not, right? They might as well go out in glorious battle. There it is, the Hail Mary. 2 Knights and a BSB charge into a bunch of Plague Bears because they're not steadfast. They're in the forest, so I'm hoping to maybe vaporize some of them. I know they're not going to break, but I'm thinking maybe, I win by a lot and I'll be okay, right? Over here, he finally I'm able to put another couple of wounds through on his plague drones. He gets a wound on me. I do 2 wounds. He does a wound and he has a banner, plus his musician. He wins combat. I don't care, but it's too little too late anyway. I've already lost this game. And then over here, I kill his unit champion and one of his plague bearers because he's making his saves It's sickening how well he's able to make his saves. And the funny part is the same dice that he's passing his leadership checks on are the same dice that he's whooping my ass with. So it's not like he's switching out dice or nothing. It was just my game to lose. There was nothing I could do right in this game at all. No matter what I tried, it was like, nope, screw you, enjoy the fail. And all three, my I lose his combat or my knights die or something, and I think I break from combat is what ends up happening, and all I have left is my banners, so they both die instantly because that makes sense. And yeah, here's bottom of 5 after movement, and all I have left, I'm tabled at this point. The only thing I have left is the Demon Prince that my hero became after he drank from the chalice, but he's already gotten the points for him, so this is just cleanup now. But to make sure it works out, he gets the big miasma off on my remaining Demon Prince and takes 2 off of all of his stats, and then is easily able to kill him. I do one more wound to him. He makes another 3 or 4 ward saves or whatever the hell it is, easily. I get 1 more wound through, he gets another wound through, probably more than that, and there's the end of the game. Just a frustrating game. I did make some mistakes. Well, no, I really didn't. I just couldn't roll, and he was rolling beautifully. And he capitalized on every advantage I offered to him during this game. So it was very well played by my opponent, and this was just a lesson in patience for me. It was really frustrating because nothing that I tried to do would work, because he would either make his ward saves or I'd fail a charge, or whatever, like, Murphy's Law could possibly do to stick it in me, it would. And I might be pregnant, so... But we'll get to the recap in a minute, because right now it's time for a quick timeout. Tokens, fellas. Tokens, tokens, tokens. Wound counters, augment markers, hex markers, every status, ailment, and effect you can think of, from not being able to move to the lore attributes to the lore hexes and bonuses that they provide. Everything that you can think of that you could need a marker for, that we use dice for, Token Grail makes the tokens. Send her an email, tell her what you need. Any gaming system, from Magic the Gathering to Infinity to Malifaux to 40k to Fantasy, whatever you need tokens for, she will make them, and they come out they're flawless. Look at them. They're the glass beads. They magnify the words in the picture, so they're really easy to see from the tabletop and everything like that. They're a lot more accurate than dice, and they're dirt cheap, guys. She sells them for less than $10 a kit. Dirt cheap prices, solid gold quality. Totally worth it. Send her an email, get yourself some tokens. The only request that I make is that if you are overseas, if you're outside of America, before you send her an email, you have to understand that shipping prices are through the roof. So as long as you're okay with paying like $30+ shipping fees, don't send her an email, because it's just going to waste both your times. But if you are in America or you don't mind high shipping fees, then by all means, send her an email, get yourself some tokens. Totally worth it. So yeah, I got tabled. A crushing defeat for Lord Tremendous. Tabled and then some. Not only did he table me, but he took the extra Demon Prince off the table with minimal casualties to his own. Warriors of Chaos lost everything. Everything plus an extra Demon Prince was killed by my opponent, and expertly done so. The demons lost. There is Keeper, Seekers, 2 Beasts of Nurgle, and a Skull Cannon, which I believe is acceptable losses for any demon player. It was unbelievable how many failed charges I made. The entire table must have been a 90-degree slope, because I don't know. That was frustrating as hell. I don't honestly know, to be honest, with the way he was making his saves and stuff, if it would have mattered if I had made my charges, but I guess we'll never know. I'd like to believe that it would, because it would have been on my own terms, but yeah, it is what it is, and I'm just going to continue to bitch until I feel better. And you have to listen, or hit that little funny red X in the top right side of the screen. Whatever you want to do. But yeah, the amount of ward saves he made, he broke math. He literally broke math right in front of me. So I'm telling. That's right, I'm telling. I don't know who I'm going to tell. Probably the next math teacher I see or something like that. But yeah, really, really really upset because usually I'm the one breaking math, and when it's not me, I don't like that. That's my thing. He stole my thing. I am still really liking this list, though. I do know what went wrong. I don't have any complaints about the list, really. Just my inability to roll higher than a 4. It was unfortunate, but it was my opponent was smart enough to take advantage of every opportunity, the ones that he made and the ones that I made, and that's how you play, right? That's how you win. And this was not the opponent to make mistakes with or to give any kind of opening to. And if I was any more open, people could call me a convenience store, because let me tell you, whores aren't as open as I was. But it was always fun. It's always fun to play against demons. I enjoy playing against demons. I wish he would have failed a few more ward saves, but I do enjoy facing, well, just about any army. But demons are fun because they're kind of like the ones that we're aspiring to be. So when they beat you, I don't really think that they're beating me. They're just showing me my potential. That I need to live that life, so don't take that from me, okay? But it was a great game. It's a great opponent. It's a good guy to play against, and I'm looking forward to a rematch. But yeah, I do believe that's going to do it for this one, guys. Battle Report number 76 is now in the books. So, as always, I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, feel free to put them in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. But yeah, guys, thanks.